Hello, hello. How's everyone feeling? It's been a minute. It is technically Mercury morning, Mars night, Pacific Standard Time, and it is a moon hour. And the moon is currently in Aquarius, and it will be moving into Pisces tomorrow night, and getting ready to join the sun, which will make it a new moon in Pisces. It's been a busy week actually. Mars went direct on the 23rd. It's been retrograde since December 6th, which started out in Leo and is currently in Cancer. And that Mars energy of will and action and drive has been kind of suppressed while retrograde. And now that it's direct, we can feel like we have gas in the tank and we can actually get going with these decisions, or these decisions that have been kind of sitting stagnant, waiting for us to feel into an alignment with the decision that we're making. And these decisions, a lot of them, I've been finding people having these reflections on family matters, whether it's reunions or parting ways, whether someone has passed on, or just a severing of some sort of relationship or obligation, whether it's, blood family, work family, some sort of tethering of these souls that are feeling the need to separate. And at the same time, there's this background energy of soul families merging or coalescing, and that's the energy of Pisces that's happening right now, especially with the North Node there. And so many opportunities are showing up as we are making those hard decisions to let go of those things, people, places, jobs that have not been serving us. And I know there was like a huge layoff recently, and it can feel like a shock to the system. I know, like, losing a job has never usually been something to celebrate, but I feel like things are shifting now, that it can actually be reframed as something to be happy about, considering all of the conditions that have been changing. And it can be a disruption to our routine because we've just been in this pattern of going to an office or signing on or punching a time card or whatever it might be, and now that has been taken away. And some people, it might make them feel like they're in this lost space and they don't know where to go. They've always been going to this place or doing this thing for years, and now they may not know what to do with their time. And some people may relish in this freedom, this newfound liberation, where they're able to actually put that time and energy into something that they care about, something that aligns with them. Kind of like during lockdown in 2020, so many people discovered their natural born gifts and talents, and they were able to create their own business, and it really took off, and they feel so much more fulfilled. And that can happen too. Like, that is the next silver lining in this huge change that we're undergoing. And all of these drastic shifts, like drastic changes, can be reframed in ways that allow us to really come into our own and break down the paradigms. Like, the paradigms are already breaking down. They are being dismantled in our favor. And, not everything is as it appears right now. So it reminds me of that meme where these two characters are sitting across from each other, looking out the window of a bus, and they're saying the same thing. One's looking out the window with a sad face, saying the systems are breaking down, and the other person is looking out and, enjoying the view with a smile on his face with the same quote. Everything is breaking down. The systems are all breaking down. And the fact that these systems are breaking down is, in my opinion, something to celebrate, because these systems have not been working in our favor. They've only been working for the benefit of a small percentage. It reminds me of the George Carlin quote, "It's a club and you ain't in it." And that also brings me back to how we have so many planets in detriment right now. like Mercury in Pisces, because it's in the opposite sign where it likes to be, Virgo. Jupiter is in Gemini, which Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is the opposite sign of Gemini. And Venus is in Aries, and the opposite sign is Libra, which Venus rules Libra. And Mars in Cancer. Mars is not able to take the kind of action he's used to taking when in the sign of when he's in the sign of Cancer, because Cancer is an emotional sign. Like Mars rules Aries, which is a fire sign, and wants to be the first, and just takes action and defends and is a warrior. And in the sign of Cancer, Mars is a lot more emotional, like can be an emotional drive with Mars and Cancer. But with all of these planets in detriment, they get a bad rap, but so many artists and athletes have planets in detriment that give them that leg up, so that they're able to really work that much harder at what they love to do. It's like these planets are working in a system that wasn't built for them, which ends up turning them into some sort of genius in that particular area. And Madonna, I believe, has Mars in Taurus, and Mars being the ruler of Scorpio, and Taurus being the opposite sign of Scorpio. So planets in detriment allow that person to really work outside of the systems. Adaptation is their superpower, and as the entire vibe of the North Node in Pisces is adapting, being adaptable, shape-shifting, accepting what is, and really forgiving like all of the boundaries that we have been met with, the divisiveness. And there will be these beautiful trines between Mars and Cancer and all of the Pisces energies, North Node, Saturn, Mercury, and Neptune, of course. Neptune's going to be entering Aries in a month from now, which is crazy. Like, Neptune takes 160 something years to make a full cycle around the zodiac, so we won't see this placement ever again, this potent placement of, right now it's at 28 degrees Pisces, and Neptune is considered to be, well, some astrologers consider Neptune to be the modern ruler of Pisces. It is associated with Pisces. It's considered to be the collective consciousness. It's that feeling of, that collective feeling that we get when there's sorrow or joy, or that emotion that we are overcome with collectively when we witness an event. And like the climate, I guess you could say, that collective climate, the emotional climate, the collective emotional climate is Neptune, whether it's sadness or joy or forgiveness or love. It's that oneness that we all feel. We Are the World. I think We Are the World was recorded during some strong Pisces energies. But yeah, we've had we've had Mars go direct this week, and then we have this small window of direct planets, and so like there are no retrogrades. And then we have the new moon in Pisces, which is on the 27th or the 28th, depending on your time zone. It's at 4:44 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and at 9 degrees and 40 minutes. And 9 degrees is also a Sagittarius degree. Sagittarius also being ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter traditionally rules Pisces, and Jupiter expands its blessings and belief systems. Jupiter is currently in the sign of Gemini, which is also a mutable sign, so there is a square from these Pisces energies, the new moon and Jupiter in Gemini. But Jupiter is in detriment in Gemini, and it is working even that much harder to dream even bigger. Gemini energy is good at seeing what other options are there. Gemini energy is really good at thinking of alternative solutions, like solutions that are on the other end of the spectrum, places where we would have never thought to look. So this is a very innovative new moon to dream big and consider what else is out there, especially belief systems, because Jupiter is connected to beliefs and wisdoms. And with that full moon in Aquarius that we just had, I mean, that was an ego-shattering full moon. And so with that shattering, we have this space to create new belief systems. And, you know, we've made room to welcome in new energies and new ways of being and bigger dreams. You know, I can't get over how many planets are in detriment right now. And I love it because, you know, this idea of planets having to work in a system that wasn't built for them is totally in alignment with how we in this modern world have been operating in a system that wasn't designed to benefit us. It was designed to benefit a small percentage, which again, like, brings me back to George Carlin's famous quote of, you know, it's a club and you ain't in it. And that is the vibe right now. Like, people are rebelling and thinking of more innovative ways to work around the system without having to ask permission from the authorities, the powers that shouldn't be. And as an Aquarius, I'm all for that. So we have that Pisces moon coming up. So that's definitely an energy to take advantage of, especially with this window of all direct planets. You know, dream bigger. You know, dare to dream bigger. Especially with Mars in Cancer, direct now in a trine to all these Pisces energies. And the moon will come into an exact trine with Mars in Cancer Thursday evening on Jupiter Day, which is like the day of luck and blessings. Then on the 1st of March, Venus retrogrades. She is currently at 10 degrees Aries, and she will retrograde back into Pisces. So from 10 degrees Aries back to 24 degrees Pisces is the ground that she'll be covering. And Venus is all about, yes, love, beauty, relationships, feminine energy. And so there can be a recessing of these energies. So it's not a great time to go shopping, in my opinion. From my experience, like buying something that was intended to, you know, make me feel better or, you know, adorn my couch, you know, it was like a little throw pillow or something. It was not a great shopping experience. And every time I look at the pillow, it's a cute pillow. But every time I get a piece of mailing from that particular store, I think it's Roche Brothers, like it takes me to that unpleasant shopping experience. I still have every intention of writing a review on, what was her name, Hannah. I don't know about Hannah at Roche Brothers. But yeah, shopping experiences, anything that's meant to, like, build your worth, you know, give you some sense of shopping therapy is not the best time during during Venus retrograde. So Venus will be retrograde from the 1st of March until April 12th. Re-enters Pisces on the 27th and goes back to 24 degrees. Venus rules love, beauty, art, relationships, feminine energy. And so with Venus retrograde during this time, there can be a recessing of those energies. And so we may feel a little insecure about the way our appearance. We may feel a little insecure about our appearance. Relationships may not go as smoothly. There can be some defensiveness, and especially in the sign of Aries, relationships can come back around. People might resurface, and there can be some sort of lesson that is meant to allow you to see another perspective of that lesson, or maybe there's a new lesson that needs to be learned. It's good to just kind of keep in mind what didn't work the first time. We have new ways of communicating where we can talk about the past maturely without attacking one another. And that's the beauty of Saturn and Mercury in the sign of Pisces at the moment. And Mercury will also be in shadow on the 1st of March and will retrograde on the 15th. So it'll retrograde in Aries around 9 degrees, and it'll return to around 26 degrees of Pisces. So we'll have a lot of revisiting of conversations and relationships in regard to, like, endings. There will be a lot of revisiting of relationships, like family relationships, work relationships, trying to determine how we feel about these relationships, how we feel about these endings. And at the end of the day, we're going to want to accept what is and come up with these new solutions to move on and to really come into our own and realize that these are all blessings in disguise. You know, the endings with jobs, the endings with family relationships, you know, it could be anything, but reframing these endings or events that in the past may have been looked at as sad or catastrophic. We're coming at these experiences with new eyes, and I'm really excited for Uranus entering Gemini because of the potential for massive reframing of all of the things that we have been programmed to believe were negative or, you know, divisive, all these divisive strategies that have been propagandized. That's all going to be dismantled, and we are slowly realizing that those are illusions, and like this is the end of the age of illusion, the end of Pisces. Pisces is illusions. And so this shift and waking up from that, it can be a really dizzying kind of phase that we're in. So we just have to accept that this is kind of a liminal phase that we're in, and it is perfectly okay to not know what the next step is. We just have to trust that the next step is going to be amazing and in alignment with our heart's desires, our soul's purpose. Yeah, there's just been a lot of family matters coming up, and one of the contributing energies to that has also been Mars in a square to Black Moon Lilith. And now that Mars is direct, Black Moon Lilith is retrograde and returning back to that point in Libra where she will be squaring Mars again. And Black Moon Lilith is that shadow side of whatever sign it's in. It's that dark side of the moon. And in the sign of Libra, the shadow sides of that can show up as feeling not seen or not heard, feeling like there hasn't been any reciprocity in certain relationships. That can be very uncomfortable. It can be like really dark and heavy. And this might have come up a few weeks ago. I think it was around February 9th when the moon was in Cancer, and it was conjunct Mars retrograde, squaring Black Moon Lilith when Black Moon Lilith was direct. And those relationships or those situations can come up again when Black Moon Lilith squares Mars. And actually that just happened yesterday. So there could be, you know, those feelings again of not being seen or heard in certain groups or relationships. It's meant for us to explore those shadows so that we can maturely talk them out and figure out what the issue is and get some clarity. And this will happen again March 11th when Black Moon Lilith is direct, and it'll happen at 18 degrees. There's a lot happening actually on March 11th, not to jump too far ahead, but yeah, there's this building tension between Mars and Black Moon Lilith, the Leo moon, and Uranus and Taurus. And Mercury will be conjunct Venus retrograde at that time at 8 degrees Aries. And the Sun will also be conjunct Saturn at 22 degrees. And so, yeah, just to give a little bit of a heads up, like, yeah, March 11th is a week. That entire week can be pretty frustrating, so it's a good time now to make sure that your month is scheduled sparingly. Like, don't overload yourself with things to do and people to see. Like, you really want to take it easy for the month of March as much as you can. Like, ground. There's no earth energies as far as personal planets. Like, Uranus is in Taurus, but Uranus is not a very stabilizing kind of energy. And we just have the South Node in Virgo. And actually March 12th is when the moon moves into Virgo. And so it will eventually meet up with the South Node, bringing up those shadow sides of Virgo that we are meant to explore and like see and witness, so that we can work through them and know what needs to be diminished and let go of. So yeah, just a heads up for March 11th, just keep things light. Just keep the schedule light. You know, take it easy, eat light, and ground as much as possible. But Mars with the trines to all the Pisces energies, I consider it like a cascade of catharsis, because there's a lot of letting go, a lot of figuring out how to feel about what's been happening. Like, we're getting a lot of different information, and that liminal space that we're in, we might not even know whether to be happy or sad or mad, or like they can't separate the message from the messenger. And that's something that we're going to have to also learn to do, is keep an objective sense about this and know that, we are all one. I mean, love or hate that phrase, but it's true, and that's totally the Pisces energy. And we have to expect the unexpected and be open to being pleasantly surprised. Things are definitely not as they seem, and the veil is thinning. So it's going to be, this is like the best show in the universe, and I can only imagine what the aliens are thinking about the spectacles that are taking place on this planet. But we have the support and love of all of the planetary energies, because the way everything is being orchestrated right now couldn't be more perfect, couldn't be more intelligent. So yeah, hopefully that is helpful. Hopefully that makes sense. And just remember to stay centered, stay grounded. Don't allow the propaganda to pull you away from your heart center and your creativity, and know that there is so much to look forward to. Like, being in alignment with these energies is the superpower. Like, adaptation is a superpower. Like, thinking about these planets in detriment, like we are working outside of our come here, Bubble. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Hi. Hi. Oh, this boy. It's season 2. He's got a Pisces moon and an Aries sun and a Gemini Mars. Don't you say hi, Bobo. Say hi. Okay. So yeah, we have lots to look forward to. There's still so much to discover. Like, we are at this precipice, this turning point, and we are alive to witness it. So just hang on and keep going. Like, do everything from the heart. Like, create, breathe, speak, live, sing, everything from the heart right now. And let me know if you're looking to do some soul exploring yourself. If you want to dive into your chart, I'm definitely happy to be that guide. And yeah, let me know, hit me up. And I look forward to hearing from you. Yeah, until next time, happy new moon in Pisces. All the best.